Okay, well, I mean, it's been an hour and I haven't won, so I'll take a Ragavan on the play turn 1. Alright. We're here with Ojer Axonil, Deepest Might. It's 4 mana 4/4 trample. If a red source you control would deal an amount of non-combat damage less than this thing's power, it deals up to that power. So you can make this like a 10/10, and then all of your non-combat damage sources like Lightning Bolt or any creature with a damage ability that isn't just swinging will suddenly go up to dealing his power, right? Seems pretty cool. So how do you exploit that? Well, you make him large with equipment and pump spells, and then you take your cheap burn spells like End the Festivities, and suddenly, boom, it blasts him for a whole bunch of damage. Even if it's just 4 damage, that is a lot more than what is printed on the card, right, that you cast. So it is pretty important that this sticks around. It does have this other thing on the other side, so it is kind of hard to deal with forever, right? But if it does turn into a land, I can see it being hard to not be a land anymore. Maybe even sometimes you just put it back in the command zone, right? We're running basically every protection spell. I don't think I've played Mithril Coat before, but it's just essentially Lightning Greaves style thing, right? We have Mirror Shield, Swiftfoot Boots, all that jazz. Shadow Spear, so things that hit have lifelink, right? An interesting card is Eidolon. So every time your opponent casts, say, a 1-drop or something, or even up to a 3-drop, it could smash them for a whole bunch of damage if Eidolon is sitting there with this in play, right? And that is a serious threat. It does have moderate storm potential, right? So I feel like maybe Primal Amulet, another card I really haven't played that much, could actually do something, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Nykthos, there's a lot of permanence for a deck that does sort of have a storm aspect to it, which is surprising, right? There's a lot of creature-based damage in here, a lot of permanence sitting in play, so Nykthos might actually do something. It is somewhat free. We are a mono-red deck. That's really about it. Yeah, you just play creatures, and you deal damage outside of combat with those creatures. With your commander, that just goes up into the wazoo. It goes into the moon. That's it. It's my kind of deck. We don't really swing. I don't like to kill people with attacks. I like to win any other way other than swinging, so I can find it. I'm going to do it, and I think this is the best way to do it. Oh, I guess I'll talk about this card. This is interesting. I've never even seen this card played. It is basically a 1-mana counterspell in red for your commander, so long as there's another thing to throw that at, right? Like redirecting it into something else. So this could be extremely nice. I can see myself casting my commander on turn 5 a lot just to have this up. So, yeah, that's about it. I could maybe run more of the Mana Rocks on 2. I'm not running all of them. Right? I know the Ornithopter feels kind of weird to play, but it might be important to always get this on 3, but it also might not. So, we'll see. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's roll. If it doesn't win with that, I don't think it'll ever win. I have never lost with a turn 1 Ragavan, so it would be unfortunate to lose, but if something was going to break that streak, it is certainly this. Of course, my opponent gets right in the way. Why wouldn't they? Can I kill that? Nope, I can't kill it. Of course not. Can't even have a Ragavan. Whoop-de-doo. Unbelievable. Literally can't even have Ragavan. This is just so stupid. Honestly, I should probably scoop. The rest of my hand is bad. I kind of needed that Ragavan to hit him. Opponent has just curving out perfectly too. This is absolutely unbelievable. So I can loot away the Storm Kiln and maybe the shield. Doesn't feel terribly useful. I don't really want to get rid of this. What does this do? Attacks each player power creator. Okay. I see. It has Ward 2, so if I want to kill it, I have to Lightning Bolt it, and I probably will, so I will swing. Alright, well, their commander's out of the way, just like mine, but mine might be useful soon. I don't think this has devotion on the other side of it, so I'll lose that Nykthos devotion. Don't know if it matters. Yeah, I don't think floating that does anything. I think my opponent has some kind of swords or something, so I don't really expect to untap with this, but I might be able to. It is green-white. There are a few white answers. Not many green ones. We have a lot of damage, potentially. A lot of potential damage here. This costs 3, so I can float. No, that's not. It's not netting any mana. I guess I'm playing this, and I can't attack or anything. And then I might as well play this. And then we just pass. So I pretty much have them dead next turn, but that doesn't mean I'll get to that point. Alright, that notably does not scare me. Neither is casting the other side of it. Okay, I don't care. Alright, so we actually get to untap, and I think we just kill them here. I think. Did I miss damage? I think I did. Yeah, I did. I missed damage. But I think we still got him. Look at that. I actually got him. Nice. Yeah, impeding their commander was awesome, like really, really huge. And this is one of the slower commanders, right? Especially like when I played it, I noticed that it has Ward 2 at least. This doesn't. But yeah, I guess turn 1 Ragavan's still good enough. Look at that. It didn't get to hit him or anything, but the record still stands that I have never lost playing Ragavan on the play. I guess. I don't know. I don't know if the trade would have... I don't know if that one was terribly useful for my opponent, but... Okay. Alright, we won a game. It literally took 1 hour and 2 minutes to win a game with this deck. So I don't anticipate more of that. It also took quite a few turns of being completely unimpeded to get to that point. Alright, so Urabrask is moderately similar, except it's more on the storm side, as we're more on like the direct damage burn face kind of side. They could kind of struggle. Oh wait, excuse me, this is the new... Not the new one, this is the one from, not new, it's New Capenna, the New Capenna one. Have I played against this one? No, I don't think I've played against this before. What does this do? Okay, that is not the... I could contemplate killing it if it was a treasure one, but it's not, so... Alright, I mean, sure. This isn't the worst thing to happen so far. They could struggle with killing a 4/4. It's possible. It is certainly possible. Okay, well, not drawing a land is bad. I guess I'll do this. I can loot next turn. I just see more looks at a land. I have a treasure here as well. I think this is better than, like, light up the stage. I mean, it's absolutely better than light up the stage. Okay, well, they let me block first for some weird reason. Alright, you need 4 damage here. Lightning Strike is out of the way. Again, there are some 4 damage spells, though. This One Ring might prove to be incredibly useful. No way I'm ever blocking. Actually, I kind of like them pitching cards here. That probably feels good to me. It's only 1 damage, and my commander is far more threatening than theirs, so I'll just take it. Alright, opponent has double burn anyways. Of course they do. Well, that was really bad. This is 2. I can ping this. It'll be 3. It's 1 off. Alright, so I don't have enough spells to kill the thing here. I also kind of want this to... I want to grape shot my opponent, like, you know, later. So exciting. So play this. And then... Or do I just play the One Ring? No, I'm going to play this. I'm going to play that. And then I can play the One Ring next turn, and then try to kill my opponent next turn, somehow. My opponent just drew Embercleave? Or is that Exile? It's Exile. Okay, so... Land. Swing, because it's free. Play this. And... I guess I draw? Excuse me. I'm going to hold that. I'm going to hold this for Storm next turn. Oh, love to see that. Okay, Eidolon is going to kill me. I can't cast it. So, draw... Shadow Spear. So play this. Play this. And then Grape Shot them and they're dead. Equip 2. And then kill them. Wow, we actually did it. Wow, look at that. Went to 1 life. That is crazy. My opponent had this didn't play for so long. That's just so much damage, right? And this is a crazy win. But yeah, it's hard for them to kill the... I mean, they did kill this. They actually killed this, and we still got it back, and we're able to turn that around. Yeah, the protection turn cycle was just huge there, right? And then we got all the stuff we needed. I could have waited a turn, maybe, to not play my commander, so this would have actually been relevant, but I don't really know if that makes sense. It's hard to just not play your 4-mana 4/4, so you can maybe have this be relevant later when this is drawing cards. Yeah, that there's just no way. But, okay, cool. Wow, crazy game. Against, I don't even, what did my opponent's commander even do? I didn't even really read it. I mean, it probably doesn't matter. It's just a mono red aggro deck, really. Wow, okay. Yep, grape shot. Good thing I didn't spend the grape shot earlier. I almost did. Okay, so this isn't the worst matchup. They could kind of struggle to deal with my commander when it resolves, if it resolves. Well, I mean, it's a Modi. They can't play counter spells, but it's not like the worst matchup. I would love to be on the play, though. I think it's very, very impactful in this matchup, right? Especially with the 1-drops. But I can still win this. Okay, well, as per usual, the chances of winning have completely flown out the window. Do we have a perfect 3-mana ramp spell? We don't! Wow, look at that. Oh, unless it's Haro. I mean, it must be Haro. I don't know what else this could be. Yep, alright, we scoop. On the play with Llanowar Elves. Talent. Can't lose the Power Bowl openers. That my opponent literally mindlessly mulliganed for. They just went to like 5 or something just for turn 1 Llanowar Elves. And they got a payoff with a Haro, so not really much of a game to be had. Game was over before it started. I lost in a mulligan. Alright, again, same spiel, mono green, don't want to see a 1-drop. Can maybe scam our opponent. But if they do have a 1-drop, ours contests it pretty severely. But they do get a chance to tap it first, because they're on the play. Opponent mulliganed, but they did not find it. Really nice. Do you have a 2-mana one? There's a lot of 2s. There's a lot of non-creature 2s as well, though. Nope, they do, of course. And it's one I can't do anything about, to the surprise of no one. Alright, cool. Fun. Yep. Probably the only... No, there's, I think, 2 or 3 that have 3 toughness. Yeah, there's a couple that are in green there. And of course they had it. We basically win on the play, though, because Ragavan gets to hit them. So, we literally win or lose in the mulligan. Right? Coin flip. Just a coin flip loss. That's it. Not really much of a game. I gotta focus on the most relevant things in the game, because having a game plan outside of that's just not realistic if I can't get to it. It doesn't matter if I can't get to it, right? It's completely pointless to think about the turn 4 and 5 if what I'm doing early flies out the window, right? Play versus draw and you lose, like that's it. There's just nothing else to it. Play versus draw. Notably, cannot oh, wait, what? What is this? Is this the, I think I know what this is. Alright. That might be a Doomscar? I don't really know if it can beat anything else, to be honest with you. I don't think it can. But we'll see. Alright. My opponent either accidentally played a tapped land, so they couldn't cast... Oh, it was Doomstar! Yeah, look at that. Nice. This is a huge risk for me, right? Because if they can Doomscar it, I'm kind of screwed. But if they can't, I'm not. And I, again, as this past hour has shown me, I cannot afford to just not play this. I'm not winning if I just don't play this, right? Because then they just play this instead, and we didn't really get anywhere. I mean, they'd blow their own commander up, but not really a big deal. But yeah, I think they may have accidentally, they didn't realize they did not have a plains, and like, oh, this works. Or maybe they did or something, I don't know. Because, yeah, nice. Huge. Look at that. Real huge. Get wrecked. I consider that a legitimate win, because I will take anything. And my opponent didn't have it, and they lost. Now, they could have had it next turn. I don't know why they scooped. They could have just cast it next turn. I wasn't actually going to kill them. They may have taken a bunch of damage, maybe, but I wasn't going to kill my opponent. They were not dead. And then they could just Doomscar, and I'm kind of back to square one. But they did concede. Alright, so we have a bunch of damage here. I might get rid of this static... Well, wait, I'm not mulliganing. Right. Not mulliganing. But it's definitely the weakest card in my deck. My hand. Not my deck. Kroxa is strange. Don't see that one too often. Unfortunately, though, Kroxa is pretty good at disrupting everything you're doing. Especially if apparently my opponent has a burn spell for my ramp spell. This is the only ramp spell in my deck that dies to a burn spell, too. Because, of course. Okay, I don't know why they're taking their sweet time. Wow, it's a Mountain Cycler. Look at that. Hopefully their turn is just Kroxa. I don't have a land, but, I mean... I have a bunch of redundancy. Like, a whole bunch of redundancy. Sure. Take that. This one. Now, Defiler's not really great right here. Might just discard that one to the Kroxa, honestly. I think it's probably the weakest card. All the other ones are more relevant. That one's a little late to the party. Like, a lot late to the party. It doesn't really... I mean, it's got First Strike, but Kroxa just, like, blocks it forever later. And I don't anticipate it to really be useful, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. Okay. Of course, can't be a Kroxa deck without the perfect card there. Alright, well, next turn, I get to maybe do something. Oh, my opponent just has turn 4 Kroxa. Oh. Whatever. Okay, well, they didn't cast it. I don't know why. Opponent literally had turn 4 Kroxa. Okay, they didn't cast Kroxa again. I don't know why. I think I'm losing to it whenever they decide to do that. I don't really know what's going on. Okay, so play this. Play this. Play this. This is sorcery only. And then pass? Yep, because tapping both or just one is the same, essentially. I don't know why... I feel like I'd be dead if they swung with their Kroxa. I feel like this game would have just been over. So I don't really know what's going on. 2, 3... Are they dead if I draw a land? It might be. That's a pretty not scary one. I guess this one. Of course I don't draw land. Why would I, right? No, pinging doesn't do anything. Okay, I have 5 lands, or 5 cards. How many do I need? I need 8 in the graveyard. Are they dead next turn if I draw a land? Because it pings here? This is before? I think they are dead if I draw a land, actually. Okay, so I think we got them? Yep. Go to 12. Takes 6. Doesn't matter. So do this. And nope, no block. So if I draw a land, I think I win. Of course I don't. Okay, do I still win? Let's see. Play this. No, it's one off. It's one off, right? Is it one off? It's one off? Yeah. Okay. Yep, I needed to draw land. I needed to draw land. I don't think I can survive this next attack. I think the Den of the Bugbear on its own actually kills me. Okay, so block here, block here. That's still 6. So this is always dying. Block like this. Oh, that's got menace. Block here. I go to 2. I think they would have killed me with Den of the Bugbear, to be honest. Is there anything killing me from another zone that I'm not seeing? No. Okay, the One Ring gives them protection. Well, I can't take 3 damage, so let's get rid of a random land. And then play a land. Come on. So now I draw lands. Now I draw lands. Yep. Thanks. Appreciate you. 1 mana burn spell? Nope. So stupid. Whatever. Yeah. If I drew a land there, the Valakut would ping them, and then they would die, right? Because I could activate everything in that turn cycle. The land would trigger this, and if I didn't hit anything, let's say it was just nothing, it would ping them for another 4, and they would be dead. But yeah, I just needed to draw a land, and we won. So it was a very, very, very close game. Very close game. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. But you know what? I'll take it. It was a close game. I like close games. Close games are better than games where I lose turn 1 to Llanowar Elves. So I'll take it. That was a turn 4 Croxa too. They didn't cast it for I don't know why they didn't, but that was a turn 4 Croxa. If they decided to do that, they just for some reason didn't. Interesting. You know what? I'm gonna just get the tap land. Just gonna do that. I'm not gonna play this. I think I need literally all the help I can get, and it involves doing this. So that's what we're doing. Alright, Emoti can't really do nothing for 2 turns. It's not really realistic. There we go. They, like, quite literally cannot afford to do nothing turn 1 and 2. It's just kind of impossible. It's also rather unlikely. I will kill this. They didn't play a land. No. They did not play a land. I will exploit said situation. They top decked a land. This could be saw it coming. I don't think there's any other possibility. But that's fine. Oh wait, no, it can't be saw it coming. They're Emoti. That doesn't make any sense. Right, they can't play counterspells. Right. Almost had me, opponent. Almost had me. Okay, so they didn't draw another land to cast Emoti. So yeah, killing this was extremely crucial, I take it. Super important. Not really surprised. There's a lot of things this can get that are problematic, but what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Okay, so let's do this. I'd rather play this and equip it, But that is kind of slow. But I guess I just take the time to do it while I can. And then just swing. It's like, it's damage to just play it, so I might as well. And I don't really know if I'm getting anywhere by playing this, or excuse me, not playing this, so I'm just going to run it out. If my opponent randomly generated Wrath of God, congratulations. Your talent knows no boundaries. But, we gotta see it. Sure. Alright, so this is really good. This can only hit ramp spells. Literally doesn't do anything else. It did get a food token, though. It is relevant. They do gain 3 here. Never mind. They removed their ability to potentially gum out of this, which is interesting. Now they are just stone cold dead. I think it was way too much damage anyways, but they did not give themselves the out. Alright. I could have grape shot at them, but I wanted to see my next card. Yep. Blowing up that was absolutely massive and necessary. Probably wouldn't have won if I didn't. They didn't hit Day of Judgment off of the key. It could have also hit Demonic Tutor for something more relevant. It could have hit D-Spark as well. It would have done it. So yeah, I don't know what it hit. Oh, it could have hit Putrefy. Yeah, there was actually a few things. Actually, pretty likely this hit something that stops me. That's very curious. Huh, yeah. And then they took an extra turn, and Emoti can't hit anything but counter spells, right? Excuse me, anything but ramp spells, because everything in the deck, basically up till 6, is a ramp spell. So, yeah, really nice. Wow. Let me back up. Okay, so I really do not like this commander. It's fun to watch people kind of go off with it. It's like cool when it works. This one was much more creature heavy and less like spell flingy. I think with that in mind, there's no way this could get worse. So maybe the spell slinging version is just better, or just more spells. We did obviously have a bunch of spells, but like way more spells and maybe a little bit less of the payoff pinging creature kind of thing going on, right? Like, what was it? Electrostatic field, right? If we look here, we have 12 instants and 8 sorceries, right? That is 20 cards in my deck that this actually goes off with. That is not really a lot, in my opinion. That does not feel like a lot. There are definitely lists that have much more going for them with an electrostatic field, right? Spell-based. This wasn't. I think some of these cards were actually so bad that they should have just never been in here. Like Stormkiln Artist is cool, but it costs 4 mana. Once I get to 4, I must cast this. So this is going to come out first. And then I cast this later, which means I also didn't cast like an instant or sorcery to trigger it in the first place. So that's like a whole nother turn. And then all of the treasure that it may generate, sure, I can blow up and kill my opponent in one foul swoop. It's not really going to happen. When are you ever going to play this, and then play this, and then play a bunch of storming spells and the same turn that made the treasures worth it in the first place? It's not even like the treasures are unlocking spells. Everything costs 3 or less for the most part, right? Half of the things at 4 make treasures, so they pseudo discount themselves, right? This costs 4, but you get 2 back immediately, sort of, right? So I don't think this should have been in here. This is not the style of this commander, Axonil. I keep trying to call him Anoxil. I'm swapping the X and the N. I don't know why. Yeah, back to my Vorniclix days. But yeah, so this should not have been in here. What else? This is kind of cool, right? All of your damage-based things, if you put this on it, suddenly you start gaining a bunch of life. That's pretty cool, right? Or, you increase this by 1 damage-wise as well. It's kind of neat. But a little slow, right? It's just a little slow. This one really wanted me to get going immediately, and then really want to, really wants this on turn 3 with all the rocks on 2. Really wants at least 1 creature before I did that, or maybe immediately after. and then the turn after I can potentially do a bunch of crazy stuff, right? And it's also weird to not cast your spells before your commander's in play. So if I have Lightning Bolt, I must Lightning Bolt Llanowar Elves, but that means the Lightning Bolt isn't going to be dealing like more damage later because I had to send it early. So using your burn spells early to deal with things that are going to completely kill you is really bad for your commander's strategy. Especially when a lot of my things like this demand that I keep the spells around until at least they're in play, so it's even worse, right? And then there's a lot of cards like this that are completely useless if I can't connect my commander. If I can't let it sit in play, this doesn't really get me anywhere. This is just really, really not good if your commander dies. In fact, if your commander dies, you probably lose. It is probably that kind of commander, which is really unfortunate. With that being said, you might not even want to bother running Mithril Coat or the shield or the boots, because if it dies, it's over. And all of these require more mana to be a thing, right? Like this is 3 more mana, or sometimes 6 in total, to get this on here. So your opponent always has a chance to kill it if you play it immediately on curve. And with that, it is so devastating that you might as well just concede. That's kind of the vibe I was getting. Den of the Bugbear probably doesn't want to be in here, because if I am doing a rock and like on turn 2 and then this is my 3rd land, I've set myself back so far. I just don't think this makes any sense. It's never really swinging. All of my mana is usually gummed up doing anything else. I'm trying to kind of ignore my opponent's creatures, so this might not ever actually swing because there's something in the way, right? It doesn't synergize with anything going on here because it's combat damage. This cares about non-combat damage, so that's kind of rough. Yeah, this is just not good. I don't even know if I want to post this list. I think I'd have to reevaluate it and take much more of an instant and sorcery based approach, because as it stood, it was terrible. It took me an hour and 10 minutes, I think. Yeah, like an hour and 10 minutes to actually win a game. That is horrendously bad. It's just really, really, really bad. But for those of you that do play this, send me a list, because I would like to try this again. It was probably not as bad as it looked here, but again, this iteration that I've gummed up here is obviously not really making it out to be worthwhile. So let me know what your list looks like. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna go paint some of my Warhammer things that I never done before, and yeah, see you guys next time. Peace.